All right, so it says we are live, so I'm going to just double check because I never can tell. Saying we're live doesn't mean we are, but let's see. I'm going to push play on this and see if it comes up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, we are live. All right, perfect. Perfect. All right, so let's see. All right, so Nodak is already saying Glocks. It's a Glock night. I wish that was true, but it's not. I'm sorry. Just not a big Glock guy anymore. But it's nice to see you. Nodak, KS, what's up, buddy? Sean M, what's going on, pal? Flash in your pan. I am live. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And of course, we've got Victor Cordovez. How you doing, pal? Mateo, what's going on, buddy? Matt Vick, hello. Philip Harper, what's up? Matt Tankersley. I think that's how you pronounce it. How you doing, pal? All right. So, hopefully we're going to get some more people in here. Who knows? Like I said, it's kind of difficult to gauge where I'm at with this because I never know when I'm going to actually throw these out there. And I've said that a million times. So hopefully, those of you who can come out, I always appreciate you being here. For those of you who can't, totally understand. It is a Saturday at 7:30, and I'm sure on St. Patty's Day, you guys have many more things to do, such as drinking, vomiting, and repeat. But hopefully you guys are here to join me and we can talk guns or whatever else you want to talk about. We definitely have a lot of amazingly weird stuff going on in the news. As many of you have seen, Governor Scott down in Florida, passed some legislation or assisted with that, where now, you have to be 21 years old in order to buy what quote unquote assault rifles. And just recently, there was what appears to be a confiscation that took place in Florida, where a man was said to be unfit to own guns. So the police came in and removed his guns. And again, that's without any due process in the court system. I don't know the specifics of the case, and I don't know the specifics of the person they basically confiscated the firearms from. However, that is something we should all be extremely, extremely frightened of, in the fact that, without due process, not only do we have a violation of the Second Amendment, but we also have a violation of the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution, which I think makes it even scarier. So I think we need to be definitely up on that. So tonight is basically whatever you guys want to talk about. Thanks, Hunts, for food. I appreciate it. I do like this shirt. It's pretty cool, right? But if you guys have any questions or anything you want to talk about specifically, let me know, and I'll be happy to field those for you. And Mateo is saying already, but wait, the anti-gunners said they weren't trying to take our guns. Well, they'll argue, well, we didn't say we didn't want to take your guns, or they will say we don't want to take your guns. We want to just take away the guns from people who are deemed, either crazy or unfit or whatever. But the question is, and will always be, who has the right to determine that? Is it the courts? Is it the will of one man, like a governor? That's definitely going to be a court case. So it's going to be interesting to see how that actually plays out in the courts. If they even go to the courts, who knows? Who knows how that's going to play out? Let's see. Atomic Bulls. Due process is overrated. If Peru doesn't have it, then who needs it? Yeah, I guess so. Yep. And I guess countries like Venezuela are doing really well too. So that, that's great from, socialist countries. I have somebody named Galif Fahar. I hope that's your name, sir. He is from Indonesia. Good evening, or maybe even good morning to you, sir. I appreciate you joining. Have I taken the PO1 to the range? I haven't done anything at the range yet, Philip. As a matter of fact, this week, I probably won't be able to go. I'm going to try to get in there on a Sunday if I can. If not, all next week I'm off. So I'm going to make a couple of trips to the range, actually. So I can't wait. It should be pretty exciting. I'm actually more excited to shoot that Shadow 2, which I will be. I'm going to do a tabletop and then obviously an after review in regards to, how it's shot and what my thoughts are on it. So I'm really excited about that. By the way, if the microphone does go out, which seems to be happening an awful lot, just let me know and I will hopefully have a quick fix for that, but you never know. Let's see what else we got going on here. Flash in the Pan is saying, then they say everyone that is conservative is mental. Yeah, it is an interesting time. They just point fingers and try to change the narrative that makes them feel better. And everybody's buying into it, hook, line, and sinker, except for us, the rational people. Yeah, we're unfit because we want to own a death tool. That's true. KS is saying, why can't we just focus on the real issue like mental health? And I think that obviously is where we need to go with this. The problem is there's going to always be the question of who has a right to determine who's mentally unfit. You know, there has to be guidelines to that, but the question is always going to be who's going to be making that answer up. And I think that's where we have to really worry about it. Let's see. Compton Terry, what's your email? I have an article I want to send to you. I will actually, if you want, just send me the PM, private message me through YouTube, and I'll get it. Let's see. Scott Grossman, how you doing, pal? Saying hello to me and everybody else. Let's see. Hunts for Food is saying you got to check out a CZP01 Tactical today. 2 thumbs way up. Yeah, I actually let me get that bad boy out. If I can reach it. So, oh, something fell. Whoops. But yeah, I mean, I'm extremely impressed with this. You know, it's kind of funny. I had somebody make a comment on the video about it saying, you know, why wouldn't I just get the barrel and sell it or whatever, or why buy it if I can't have the, you know, the threaded barrel? And honestly, I'm just going to do that. That's why I bought it. Bottom line, I love this gun. I love the P01 series. Considering picking up a PCR again, just because for me, the compact CZs like these, and I'm not, you know, I'm not knocking a P07, but for me, these are the best CZ series out there. But that's just my opinion. How's the P10 running? P10's running great. No issues. No issues at all. It's still running. I will tell you that, you know, after just kind of falling in love with the M&P series, the P10 for me is kind of sitting in the background again, which is kind of odd because it is a great gun, but I just like the M&P series so much better. And I know that's kind of blasphemy in the CZ community, but it's sort of true for me. Let's see. Hunts for Food saying KS gun guy. One thing I didn't like was the fishhook style trigger, but that was an easy swap. I actually like that on the original PO1. I don't have any problems with that trigger. I actually like it a little bit better because I do get a little sting in my finger with the Omega series for some reason. I don't know if it's just because the metal is a little thinner, so it just causes that vibration into my index finger when I'm shooting. And I've only noticed that on the Omegas, not the actual curved triggers. Let's see. KS is saying all of his pistols go full semi-auto. Mine does too. I have only full semi-autos. Absolutely. It's the way to go. Let's see. My cousin CZ has very pretty orange grips on it. I think it was designed for Boy George. Maybe. I know Big Johnson loves orange, and he's got some pretty bright orange grips on all of his CZs, I believe. You know, I like going for more of those, you know, tactical colors like OD green and FDE. I just like those colors better, but that's me. I do have zombie green, which is pretty cool. I like that as well. Let's see. Sean Evans saying, I saw a lot of ARs being sold at a gun show today down here in Florida. Yeah, I'm sure those are going to be in huge demand now, especially with, you know, the new laws that have come out in Florida. You know, so much for your rights, but I'm sure they're going to be selling like hotcakes. Let's see. Big C. What CZ is that? Sorry, my kids are being too loud. This one I just showed. This was actually a CZ P01 Omega. Again, I made a video on it. You can check that out. I'm going to make a follow-up video once I shoot it because I plan on shooting this with the original and just kind of giving you an idea of what I'm seeing. I also picked up a spring kit for this from Cajun Gunworks because this double action is super heavy. This double action right now is pulling around 12 pounds. And the one I put the spring kit in is at 9 pounds, and it's a lot smoother. So I'm going to be putting that in this just to make it a little bit more well-rounded for me. But again, it's what I prefer. Let's see. Raybar does an NP3 nickel finish on the P01. It looks incredible. Google Robar P01. Yeah, I may do that. Not that I'm going to pay for it, but I mean, I'm always interested in seeing what people do with their guns. So we'll see. We'll check that out. Let's see. Yeah, Big C, I would highly recommend a P01, even if it's not an Omega. I just think it is by far the best CZ I've ever shot or owned. Compton Terry's asking, do you think Smith & Wesson will make a Glock 26 size M&P 2.0? And would I buy it? I don't know if they need one. I'll be honest with you. I think the compact, speaking of which, Am I back? There we go. I don't know what happens with this damn thing, guys. I apologize. It cuts in and out. And, it takes me a while. I got to look at the green bars more. So I apologize when it cuts out. So anyway, going back to the M&P compact, one of the things that I would say is I don't really think they need to make anything smaller. I think the M&P 2.0 compact does exactly what it needs to do. And that's something that I think, like I said, if there's demand for something smaller than this, they will most certainly make it. Me personally, I don't think they need it. I just think this is absolutely perfect. But that's just my opinion. I think they just did a great job with the full size. And I think they did. I'm going to unkink my cord as I'm being told to do so. So we'll see if that works. I hope so. If not, I'm going to lose the microphone again and everybody will tune out. But yeah, I just think that for me personally, I think the compact does everything you would need. But again, it's based upon what the demand is. If it's like the field of dreams. If you build it, they will come. In this case, if there's demand for it, they're going to build the damn thing. So we'll see. Let's see. Hello, Captain Shark. Frank, how's it going, pal? Compton Terry saying 2.0 compact is his favorite gun right now. Glock has a G19, G26, and 43. Smith has a gap between the compact and the shield. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There is that gap there. But again, it's going to be, do they actually need to make a smaller version of what they already have done an excellent job on? Again, I think that's going to take time to see. Steve Lemieux says that he picked up an APX and he loves it. Yeah, I actually was dry firing one the other day. I still just don't like the gun. I mean, for what it is, I think you're better off getting a 2.0, but that's me. Let's see. Hunts for Food is saying there's a thread over at Smith & Wesson under the M&P section that says Smith & Wesson won't make a 2.0 version of the first compact, and the shield fills that role. Yeah, I think from a marketing standpoint, it would be a hard sell, which would mean that you're going to lose money after you produce it. So I personally don't see it going anywhere. But again, I'm not in the gun industry. Wish I was, but I'm not. So who knows? Knuckles, what's up? He stumbled in, so apparently he was celebrating St. Patty's. Let's see. What's your choice of sight picture? Just curious. Firearms 101. It depends. Whoever makes a good sight, I'm always up to try one. I personally prefer something in the effects of like an XS Big Dot, a Mariglow iDot Pro, something with basically two dots or a slash and a dot. It just works better for me. And I leave that at the idea that it has something to do with me being a right-handed shooter with left eye dominance. I'm just able to pick up the target better without having 3 dots. It doesn't mean I can't shoot with them because I have plenty of guns that have them, but I would prefer just like a 2-dot setup. But again, everybody's going to be different on that. Let's see. Yeah, and Sean is saying that he thinks the old M&P 9C fills that gap, and he would be right. Maybe they could change it so that you have the same texturing on the grip as the new 2.0s and just call it a day. Maybe they could do something like that, which would be interesting to see. That would be kind of interesting. Let's see. Young Guns is asking, any luck finding Caracol yet? Nope, nothing, zero. Haven't heard anything. They basically said the other day that they were going to be shipping them to distributors, but I don't know who those distributors are. And apparently they don't, because on their website, nothing's been updated, even though they said they were going to be updating that as well. So again, I think a lot of times when these companies are coming out with products, they really need to hire good marketing people, because, you can market the crap out of something, but if you can't meet the shipping and then the I guess you could say the demand of it, you're going to have problems. And we've seen that with CZ a lot, actually. But it could also be, a way to kind of control the market, I guess, in a way. Demontron 996 just got Star S9. Would you like to have them make something smaller, like a 2.0? I don't know if I want anything smaller than that, but I'll tell you, man, a single stack would be pretty sweet. I think a single stack and a subcompact, like the size of a shield, I think that would be pretty damn cool, especially if it's in the same shape and, just everything is the same. I think that would be pretty good. This is going pretty fast, so I'm going to try to catch up here. Let's see. James Rowe, still carrying my G43, but I'm waiting for a 365. KS immediately says, James, you're going to love it. Hey, what's up, Rich? How's it going, pal? Me personally, I've got zero desire for that P365, man. Zero desire. KS mentioned CZ may be coming out with a polymer subcompact. I believe that's going to be the CZ P10, only in a subcompact form. What about the Hudson? Out of my price range, period. Sorry, I can't afford those high-end guns, man. That's just not going to happen for me unless Hudson wants to send me one, but we know that's not going to happen, right, KS? Let's see. B-Borgs. Okay, let's see. Mateo saying call Buds or Kentucky Gun Company. They'll know and most likely have them when they come in. All right, I'll do that. I'll check that out. I did see somebody putting a video up, and he was testing the trigger, and the trigger, man, looked really, really long in the reset, which again doesn't really matter. No, because I mean, everybody who owns a Steyr knows that the reset is non-existent, but it goes to the original firing position, which has never been a problem shooting it. Let's see. Harry did a nice vid on the 365. Yes, he did. He did that today. Smith & Wesson needs to put out an M2.0 compact in something other than black. I agree with that. As a matter of fact, I actually have the 4.25 inch coming in all FDE. I just got my stuff today from the sheriff, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm actually psyched. I sold my black one and picked up the FDE. Now, if they could just do the same with the compact, then we'd be perfect. Let's see. Does anyone else share this mindset? Sean M is asking. Let's see. I was at a gun show today, and there was nothing that really excited me. And there was a lot of guns there. There's just nothing new right now exciting. You know, we've been saying that a lot, even on the Three Guys Gun Chat, that there really is not much out there. I know there's a big amount of hype on the 365, and everybody seems to love it, even though there are some issues with them, which kind of baffles me a little bit. But, you know, I don't really find anything. I've been actually looking at rifles lately. I was actually looking at Fight Light because I want to get something AR-ish, but I don't want to have to do it and make it look like a Franken gun. So I've been looking at something like that, but I don't know, man. Those are pretty expensive too. Let's see. Compton Terry saying he's putting his money in triggers and ammo. Great idea. Definitely think that's a good idea. Let's see. Pink. Yeah, let's go with pink. That'd be pretty sweet. Yes, Frank, you got to get your stuff from the sheriff, man, the county sheriff. This time I only waited 2.5 weeks. So that's actually, they're improving, if you can say that. Let's see. Mateo saying he had his S40 on me while out on a four-wheeler. I think the subcompact Steyr was perfect. I do agree with that. I think it's probably the best subcompact double stack mag gun out there. It's much better than a Glock 26, in my opinion. But again, everybody's different, like I said. Let's see. Mossberg Shockwave is a blast. I was actually looking at shotguns today. I was looking at another shotgun. I was looking at a 590 and a 500. 500's cheap right now. And then, you know, it's interesting because in the next week, I'm also going to be getting a CCP. And I'm kind of excited about it, but cautiously excited because, you know, obviously that has a history of being a big old turd. But I'm kind of excited to see how it runs, you know, and if it doesn't run well, then it's going to go bye-bye. But I'm kind of excited about that. Let's see. Compton Terry saying Eliza's size and capacity ratio on the 365, but with 2+ or +2 mag guts and my M&P shield, it is very comparable. You know, I agree. And honestly, at half the price, I mean, the 365s are more expensive than those shields. And the shield, I think you're still getting quality and absolutely a track record on them. So, but again, you know, if you like the 365, go get one. Absolutely, go get it. No problem with that. And it is bigger. Yeah, it's bigger than 365. This, I mean, I keep seeing like pictures and videos of people holding the damn thing in their hands, and I can't believe how small that handgun is. I can't believe it. It's tiny, friggin' tiny. And I'd be nervous about blowing my finger off just shooting that damn thing. That would suck. No more thumb. Let's see. Frank Hellman is saying KS and Gun Guy and Harry's Holsters do a joint video so they can compare their 365s. What about the new Evo Micro K? Those are pretty sweet. I actually know somebody who's going to be getting one of those very soon, and I'm absolutely 100% jealous because you know, I can't get one of those up here. As far as I know, I'd like to, but it's not going to happen. Milspec guy is saying he trusts the Shield enough that I bought one for my mom's concealed carry. I think the Shields are great. You know, for me, you know, I still like the PPS M2, but for me, the Shield always shot well. It carries well. And I don't see why you would discount it. Not saying that you shouldn't get a 365. I don't see the advantage of it. What's up, Spectac? What's going on, buddy? Young Guns is saying it's sad that you have to keep saying, in my opinion. Yeah, I know, because what happens is if you don't say that disclaimer, and then people right away get pissed off, and then they call you, you know, all kinds of great names because, you know, somehow you have defaced one of their favorite gun manufacturers. So it is what it is. That's just my opinion, though. Let's see. The SR9C is small, a lot of firepower, great trigger, and good sights. Yeah, I've never been a Ruger fan. Just not into Rugers. Excuse me. Philip Harper saying he's got to stop buying pistols so he can stock up on ammo for his new Ruger MPR, but I can't stop buying pistols. Philip, I think we all go through that, man. I think we're still all in that stage. Harry's asking, style of carry with the +2 or 3 is probably just as good as 365 or better. Yeah, you know, that is something to consider. The only thing that I would say the 365 outshines the Shield in is the fact that the grip is going to stay the same length on the 365. Once you do a +2 or even the +3, if it's out there, which I'm not really sure, then you have the extended grips. And to me, it kind of defeats the purpose of having a gun that small. So I think that's where the 365 definitely outshines the Shield. But I still won't get one. Nope. Compton saying the Shield might be the best single stack ever made. I think the track record is undeniably in the Shield's corner. Absolutely. Dave's asking, do I own any revolvers? I don't, but I was actually looking at one today. Not that I was going to buy it, but they had a used Ruger. I forget what it was called, but it thing felt like a Anybody hear me? There we go. Holy shit, this is annoying. I may be going back to the blue microphone, folks, at least for the live chats, because I can't seem to be able to, you know, get anything done with this microphone anymore. It's a Chinese microphone. It's funny. It's actually Australian. It's one of these Rode at USB NTs, and for whatever reason, it keeps shutting down. Can you guys hear me? If you can, give me a thumbs up, super quick. Let's see. All right, I'm back. Thanks, Mateo. So, yeah, you know, let me go through this other question. Firearms 101 is saying, do you still have the Mod 2 subcompact? If so, is it still in the rotation? I actually got rid of that a long time ago. I actually replaced it with the S9, the Steyr, and in my opinion, it's a better gun. So would I get another one? Maybe. I do like the Mod 2s, but you know, if I ever get another double stack subcompact, I probably would get another Steyr S9. Definitely. But I'll tell you, the Compact 2.0, it carries very easily. So I don't really see a need to get in a subcompact double stack. Captain Shark saying he bought a Nano as an impulse. Never even thought about one, but I was all in after rebate for 224. Redhead stepchild. Yeah, could be. Yeah, they were going real cheap around me too at some point because I guess they just weren't selling them as much. Let's see. Thanks, shooting with Uncle Dan. Appreciate you stopping by. KS, I know is leaving as well. Like I said, I don't expect everybody to stick around, and that's totally fine. It's just like I said, an impromptu hello. So yeah, so one of the things I am going to be doing this weekend also is I am going to be showing off this little guy right here. And as you can tell, this is one of Harry's babies. Harry did a hell of a job with this holster. And this is for my P320RX. And so I'm going to be looking this over and comparing it to the other two that he sent me. But just kind of give you an idea. I mean, this holster is just perfect. Compared to the other two, which are good, this one is a million times more perfect than those. I was actually carrying it today, and I'll show you that with the clip here. I had to adjust it to bring it all the way down to its lowest point, but you can see the amount of cant in there. It's absolutely perfect. And the reason why I had to drop it down was to raise the actual height of the gun so that this wouldn't snag up on a belt. So other than that, it's been running perfectly, no issues with it. It's absolutely 100%. So I appreciate that from Harry. He did a fantastic job with it. Totally recommend that for if you guys have a 320RX. It's phenomenal. It's super comfortable and it just really carries well. Let's see. Sean M is saying my fat helps me conceal pistols. Yeah, I've been trying to lose weight, man. I got to lose some weight. I just put on too much poundage. Let's see what else is going on there. Kenny is saying the 2.0 compact would rub against his fat too much. It's change your carry position, man. Get that gun. I'm telling you, you're going to love it if you do. Tyler saying hello. What's up, Tyler? Must be sleepy after range day, so I've got to represent. No problem. Remember, you are the brains of the operation, so he's probably eating Cheetos and orange soda right now. Oh, damn it, he's here. Shit. What's up, Tyler? So yeah, one of the things that when I do the Walther video, I'm gonna probably bring up the fact of why I have not done a subcompact PPQ. But it's definitely there are some reasons. I'm not gonna disclose it now, but definitely it's gonna be an interesting part of the review, I think. Let's see. Oh, Bryce is the smart one of the operation. All right. So neither one of the guys from Tundra Tactical are smart right now. We need to get Bryce, who's the genius. Let's see. Music is saying still looking for a more range pistol long barrel. Look, why not try the M&P 2.0 with the 5-inch, or go get yourself a PPQ with a 5-inch? It doesn't even have to be the Q5. You just get the 5-inch. I think those are two great options. Also your budget depends on budget. The 2.0 right now, just to give you guys an idea. I was actually looking at a 5-inch in all FDE on Gunbroker, and I wasn't going to buy it because I don't need 3 of them. But I mean, do I even need 2 of them? I don't know. But I'm just going to give you an idea of why you should check that out, Music, if I can actually get this to run quick enough. Because right now there's one on Gunbroker, and the auction is over in 1 day. So far, there's been 11 bids, and it's running at $351 right now. So, I mean, right now you can get those guns fairly cheap. I would not see that gun going over $450, and they're fantastic guns. So that would be something definitely you might want to look at. So, it's just an option. James is saying he has the 5-inch and the compact. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll have the 4 1/4 inch and the compact. Let's see. 1776. I know you have no interest in revolvers, but you need at least one. Yeah, I mean, they were cheap. There were a couple of used ones today I was looking at, and I think the cheapest one was like $250, which is actually pretty good. So I don't know. One day maybe if I go in there and I'm bored I'll say, okay, what the hell? And just throw it in the glove box of my truck and leave it there. So I got Tundra Tactical doing all kinds of plugs for their own channel. So I'm going to put them in timeout in about 3 seconds. Let's see. Let's see. Lots of anti-gun bills getting passed in many different states. Yeah, I mean, surprisingly enough, we haven't seen anything in New York. They actually tried to pass a semi-automatic ban through the assembly in New York, and it wasn't specific as to what they wanted to ban. They just said semi-autos, but that did not go through. So, thank God. Let's see. The SP 101 all the way. Yeah, I've heard those are pretty good. I know that Nolan did a couple of a video on the new purchase he just made, which is his new carry. That thing was pretty sweet. I forget what it is, but if you haven't checked that video, man, check that out because that thing was pretty cool looking. Steve is saying, did you see that you can put the 5 1/4 MP slide on a compact frame? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's pretty sweet. And I'm assuming you can do the same with the 4 1/4 because, you know, this is about a 4-inch barrel and stuff. So I can't see why you wouldn't be able to swap it out, which I think is pretty sweet as well. So I think that would be kind of cool. Let's see. Let's see. What is that tattoo on your arm? I have tattoos. I didn't realize that. It's Maori. Big tattoos on both arms. Let's see. Didn't Kansas just shoot down a ban on bump stocks and so-called assault rifles? I believe they did. Nothing Kentucky passed yet. That's scary. And I think what's even scarier is you're seeing red states turn to blue, which I think makes it even more scary. You know, Pennsylvania just had a special election and they elected a Democrat in what was a red county, which is pretty frightening. Frank is saying if I wasn't in Georgia, I'd be taking interest in hatchets. Yeah, they may ban those too because, you know, hatchets are bad, especially if they look evil. So that's a possibility. You never know. Kenny is saying they tried gun control ban in Indiana, and even the Democrats were too scared to vote for it. Yeah, you know, the Midwest, I hope, stays clean. I mean, I know the Northeast is turning into just not a very good place for pro-gun people, which is, you know, it's a shame. I mean, you know, the majority of people on guns do not commit crimes. You know, am I going to say everyone? No, because it's never in everyone or everything situation. But you know, if somebody runs over a group of people in a car, do we then ban every car? I mean, let's use real logic here, but apparently that's not in style anymore right now. Yeah, I heard Minnesota proposed one as well, and it didn't gain any traction yet. I don't even think that's going to go anywhere either. So yeah, they're all definitely trying to do something, you know, even with that walkout that occurred in the schools. And I don't want to get too much into that, but even with that, you know, that was a lot of that was sponsored by moveon.org, which we know where those hands come from. So I think it's, you know, it's unfortunate how things are being manipulated in our society right now, but that's why I'm not a politician. Let's see. Bloomberg. Ugh, God, you're absolutely right. I can't stand Michael Bloomberg. Terrible mayor. Just terrible person, in my opinion. 627 PC, shot 357 mag with a smooth cylinder. Mil-spec guy is asking, is it a crime to look this good? Definitely not talking about Tyler or himself, I'm assuming. I don't know. Let's see. CCWs are one of the lowest crime groups, even lower than school teachers. Yeah, I mean, because nobody wants to lose their right to own a firearm. Music, maybe, maybe not. Let's see. Flood the market with Tide Pods. Yeah, no. Let's just Darwin people, right? That's right. You know, why stop them? You know, let Darwin, you know, sort them out. Tundra Tactile saying, why all the hate? Who's hating on you, man? Don't get sensitive. He's going to give me a thumbs down now. That's the problem. You guys are too sensitive. Everybody stop being sensitive. It's okay to poke fun at people. In fun, obviously. Let's see. Yep. Bloomberg is certainly definitely pouring the money in. Absolutely. Yep. Hi, what's up, Ben? How you doing? Tundra Tactical. I'll have you guys on at some point in the flying solo segment. I think some people want to get on here, even though it's a solo segment, but I don't care. It's fine. You guys can add some stuff. I know Spectac maybe he wants to come on and all this other stuff. And it's fun. Like I said, if we just chat and talk. Harry, have a good dinner, man. I appreciate it. I had dinner earlier. I was hungry. I was so hungry too. Alex, new to your channel. I have to say I own two full sizes between the Legion 226 and the 2.0 4.25. I shoot the 2.0 more accurately, and it's definitely more comfortable in the hands. Yeah, I mean, I've never owned a 226 Legion, but I'm also not a huge Sig Sauer fan. I know that sounds horrible. The only Sig I own is the 320. That's the only Sig I've ever owned. But they don't do anything for me. But the 2.0s are great. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm doing good, Ben. I hope you're doing well yourself, sir. Let's see. Yeah, Bloomberg spends more than the NRA. Yeah, there's a lot of groups out there that are just spending wads of cash. And of course, a lot of that money does come from that one Nazi collaborator called George Soros. I know a lot of people think whenever you bring his name up, it's all about conspiracy theories, but it's not. Just look at his history. Look at his past and comments. If you can find it, watch his video on 60 Minutes. The man, in my opinion, is an evil man. Let's see. Carry my revolver. He's saying, do you guys have good gyros or euros, however you want to pronounce it in New York? I wouldn't say we do. It just depends. I will tell you, if you live in Florida, you might want to try a place in Tarpon Springs. Tarpon Springs, Florida has a very large Greek population and very, very, very good Greek food. So if you know where that is, check it out. They have basically the sponge docks in Tarpon, and the whole district there has some pretty damn good Greek food. See you, Mateo. Appreciate you coming along, buddy. Or is James leaving? I think James is leaving. I don't know. Somebody's leaving. Whoever it is. See you guys. Appreciate you joining us. So anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything you might have questions on, or even if it's not gun related, it's totally cool. Anybody? So I think for me, it's going to be kind of interesting the next couple of weeks, because I have I have a flashlight coming in, which I'm kind of interested in reviewing, because it took them like probably 6 months to actually contact me. And it's one of those Olight flashlights. It's a mini light. So I want to see what it's all about. I want to see if the hype is actually legit. And if it's not legit, you can bet your money I'm going to make sure you guys know. So I can't wait. All right, Mateo. He was saying about it, James. Bye, James. Let's see. Palpatine equals Soros. Absolutely. Yeah, Terry saying, where's our concealed carry reciprocity? That's dead and buried. With all the anti-gun craze going out now, politicians would never, ever even remotely vote for that, because they're too worried about getting reelected, because that's the only importance they have in life. I wish we could get national reciprocity. I really totally want it. I go away with my family a lot. And so for me, it's important. I want to have the right to carry without worrying about, their safety. And unfortunately, some of the states we visit, they don't have reciprocity with New York. And New York does not accept anybody else. So I think that's something we should be pushing for. You hear me, NRA and GOA? That should be a must, a non-negotiable. CPU Shark is saying L9 or M9. Me personally, the L9. Let's see. Sandpaper Pistol Grips, he's probably getting mad at me. I have not filmed the review of the Shadow 2. That's actually going to be done tomorrow, and I will be releasing it at some point tomorrow, probably tomorrow night. And then I will be shooting it next weekend, and then it will actually be going back to you, sir. That I promise you. Tundra Tactical wants to do head shaving techniques. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a full head of hair, so I know it looks pretty good. 101, thanks, man. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you guys showing up. Yep, I agree, Compton. It needs to be battled in the courts. We've got to make this a legitimate issue. We can't just go screaming because that's what they want. They want us all to look crazy. Yep, I think the Supreme Court needs to get involved. But like I said, it's almost like a political hot potato. Nobody wants to touch it. Maryland gun laws are terrible. I think Maryland might be the worst in the state or in the country, actually, worse in the state. Frank is saying, Milspec guy, that's not one of your upcoming videos, is it? I don't know what that is. Let's see. National reciprocity is proof the Second Amendment has been reduced to less than a real right. Yeah, but unfortunately, we have to try to do something that pushes an agenda that makes sense for us. Tundra, I'm not lying. This is as full head of a hair as I'm going to get. So for me, it's a full head. Digging the fro. I don't have an afro. Get out of here. I know it is pretty thick, though. It is. Sean saying, let's talk about my sticker fetish. All these stickers on my safe, these have all come from people who have, supported the channel or just sent me stuff, So every time I get a sticker, I pop it on the safe. I can't help it. I guess this is free advertising. That's the way I look at it. Carry my revolver saying he doesn't want to go to Louisiana because his CC license is no good there. Yeah, I mean it's crazy, right? It's crazy that we have to think about it. And I'll tell you, one last summer I was in Pennsylvania, and I have a New Hampshire license also, so it's reciprocal in Pennsylvania. And when I was there, I was carrying my gun. So on the way back from Pennsylvania back to New York, I took the wrong exit, and I actually was going through New Jersey to get back into New York, and I freaked out because I was carrying my gun in New Jersey. There's no reciprocity. So I told my wife, I said, we got to get the heck out of Jersey as fast as possible. So, I tried to get out of there as quickly and as safely as possible, and I did. But, even just for that experience, it's kind of crazy. You're a law-abiding citizen, and just because you make the wrong turn, you could literally go to jail, which is, again, it's crazy. Milspec guy is saying stickers are just behind patches as potential currency. That is true. I mean, I have to peel these off and sell them out. I'm not going to have a new safe because I think it's got enough room in there still, but maybe one day I'll be lucky enough and someone will donate one, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Exactly. Wrong turn in Jersey and you become an instant felon. Yep. It's crazy, but that can happen anywhere. It can happen anywhere. Yeah. Good sign. It's funny. I didn't actually go over a bridge. You don't always have to go to a bridge, my friend. Frank is saying we'd write to you in jail. So you got that going for you. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Carry my revolver saying, if you ever move, will you leave your safe behind? Nope. That would come with me. Sorry. It's not a fixture in the household. The refrigerator can stay. Yep. All right. So we got about 15 more minutes. Kenny's saying when he was married, the first argument would be brought up because he had too many stickers on the refrigerator. Have I looked in the Troy Pump Action AR? It is not legal in New York State to own one of those. Nope. As a matter of fact, you can't even have a tube on there that has that has 9 rounds. That's considered illegal. It's great stuff, right? So you can't own like a what is that shotgun from Benelli? Is it the M? Is it the M? I don't want to say M9, but I can't remember. What is you guys probably know. What's that shotgun from Benelli? The M4, I believe. Maybe. You can't own one of those. Yeah, the Federalist Papers is definitely not everybody's toilet reading, but I would suspect that maybe people should read those types of things. Yep, I know where Port Jervis is, right by me. New Jersey does suck. New York, it sucks too. Shockwave is legal here. That is definitely legal. You just have to apply for it like you would get a pistol. I don't think slingshots are legal either. I think you can have Nerf guns and foam swords. The 7615, that I'm not sure. Yep, the M4 is the same one the Marines use. Yep. So if it has a pistol grip on it, you can't have it because it carries too much ammunition. Crazy, right? But you can have a 590. As long as it doesn't have a pistol grip, you're good to go. Mil-spec guy saying, bogs the mind to think about how pivotal New York was. Yeah, I mean, New York was the first nation's capital, man. Or the first capital of our nation was New York. So, it's changed. New York has changed over the years, from when I used to live here, then I left, and then when I came back, it's like being in two different states, two entirely different states. And it's a shame. It really is. AWC is saying he bought a Shockwave in about 30 minutes. Yeah, it would have taken me about, 30 months to actually get it. Music saying, is your range pretty close to you? For me, it's not. There's not a lot of options around here. So I actually have to drive about probably about 40 minutes to my range, which is why I always laugh when people bring up the fact, well, we want you to pay us so that we can go shoot because it's a long distance. Mine is a long distance also. But if you want to shoot your gun, you go and you drive it and you shoot your gun. Maine and Vermont. I know Vermont is super free, which is pretty cool. But unfortunately, the Northeast is just being bogged down with just radicalized leftists. I hate to say it, but it's true. Tonic Bull said wrong turn in New Jersey happened to him too. Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy that we have to worry about stuff like that. That's why if I ever let's say I want to go to Tennessee because Tennessee has reciprocity with New York, I'd have to separate everything in my car, not carry it, lock everything up. But I always get worried about driving through Maryland because Maryland is absolutely crazy. Insane crazy. Let's see. Yeah, we'll have muskets again, probably. We do need a new governor. Our governor is a turd. Mateo's at I don't know because I don't know if that first part would be legal. I have no knowledge of using any of those, just so you know, Mateo. Sorry. Let's see. Mil-spec guy bought a muzzle loader after Sandy Hook. Yeah, maybe where we're headed. And then commentary saying we're heading for a crisis point in the country. I think we are. And funny enough, I think it's going to start in California. They have the movement to create the state of Jefferson, which is interesting because they're trying to break away and they're trying to secede from California. And of course, California right now is not listening to any of the, ICE regulations for border control and all that other stuff. So interestingly enough, I never thought it would start in California, but I think it's going to wind up starting there for those particular reasons. I hope not, but I just, how else can you describe it? How else can you deal with it? Yeah, Hans is saying Maine is as free as Vermont. They can hunt with suppressors, own machine guns, and they have constitutional carry. And I guarantee you guys are not having crazy amounts of violent crime with guns. Yeah. Michael saying he bought a PA Parks permit for $30 a year. Great deal. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, there's actually a really good NRA range near me, but that's about a 40-minute drive as well. But the range is beautiful. They got a great pistol range and a great rifle range. It's just a matter of driving out there to it. So, You know, it's just it's tough, especially for New Yorkers. That's why, you know, whenever I look at my channel and I have like I think I have like 4,400 subscribers, I'm shocked because most people probably don't even consider people from New York being gun lovers. And I know there's a lot, you know, there's Bald and Curious, you know, he's a gun guy, but there's not a lot of us around here. And it's pretty sad, to be honest with you. Mateo saying let gun control take root here in Kentucky and watch some rednecks lose their shit. That's funny. Music saying she'll move if she has to. She's retired. I'm not there yet. I can't. You know, I can't, unfortunately. If I could, I'd move like that if I could. I'd get out of here. Yeah, carry my revolver. You're right. They do have to protect the Constitution, but you know, like anything else in politics, everything is about pleasing the majority that you have put in place specifically to re-vote for you. And that's the problem we're having in New York. You know, everybody talks about immigrants and all this other stuff. And honestly, guys, I don't think there's anything wrong with immigration. You know, all of us on this thing right now are probably at one point had our families immigrate to the country. The problem is the fact that nowadays it's different. You know, they're not looking to uplift people. They're not looking for people to work in factories. They're looking at people trying to keep an elite ruling class in power. And that Democratic Party is absolutely 100% all about that. And that's why I would never vote for them, ever. Oh, Pops is here. What's up, Pops? And Fit and Fire's here. And then Sandpaper saying he has 4 outdoor ranges and 1 indoor range with 7 to 29 miles to my house. Yeah, that one outdoor range you had, man, when you were shooting the Steyr, that range was friggin' awesome. That would be a range I would spend my whole day in. I'd get a picnic basket just to stay there. But that range was awesome. Yep. Compton Terry's throwing out statistics about mass shootings in the U.S. Yep. Milspec guy saying I can live in his basement. It's pretty high for rent. No thanks, man. I don't do basements. My wife and my kids definitely don't either. Sorry. Nate is saying if I had to drive 40 minutes to your range, I would have to move. Yeah, it's sad. And then the range I shoot at, which you guys have seen in the video, the damn place is like a dungeon, man. So it's hard to actually see anything. And I know on the videos it looks brighter, but that's because I'm fixing the editing so that it brightens it up. But I swear to God, sometimes I can't even see what the hell I'm aiming at because the place it's literally like a dungeon. You know, you know, the fans that push out all of the smoke and everything, they work every once in a while. So when you come out of there and you blow your nose, it's full of soot. It's definitely not a healthy range to be at. Michael's over in Sullivan County. Almost everyone is armed. That's funny. I'm in Ulster, and there's an awful lot of armed people here. Orange County, I think Orange County is actually getting a little bit better in regards to the pro-gun movement, but it's never really been our counties that are the problem here. It's all been the counties in, you know, Westchester, Rockland, and as you get closer to the city, like, you know, those areas. The outlying counties are not the problem. It's everything in the city or near the city that are the problem. Let's see. Yeah, I like your range too, Pops. Maybe one day you'll actually invite me there. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, the Democrats, you know, if you look at the history of the party, they've tried to claim that they're the party to help people. That is not their history at all. And I think they've sold everybody a bag of goods. But what they do is they basically make a class of people who are in servitude to them, give them everything they want, and then they threaten taking it away, or they say the Republicans will take it away and they need to vote for them. And that's why they've specifically drove in more people to vote Democrat in red districts because they want to rewrite the maps, which is scary all in itself. Let's see. Pops, I think you're asking me, can I bring some high intensity lights? I'm going to be bringing that O light with me. You know, I have a few of those. Compton is an economist, so it drives him insane when people make anti-gun arguments and ignore the actual criminological data. Jeez, you are smart. AWC is saying he shoots in Patterson. and it's 7 bays of dismal. Yeah, mine's, I think I have 12 lines of terrible. So I feel your pain, my friend. Finfire saying I just need to crash Pops. I don't know if I'd want to do that because there's an awful lot of heavily armed individuals that go there. Probably not the best move. Pop's saying it's an open invitation. All right, maybe next time. Tundra saying he can provide lights. Yeah, I have my chicken lights. That's all I have. I have chicken lights in my room. Liberal Democrat should be relisted as a mental disorder. Yep. I may agree with that. All right, I do agree with that. I'm not going to may I agree. I definitely do agree with that. Music's asking, how far out do people shoot pistol targets? I think it's going to depend on the person, you know. I mean, for me, you know, it's usually, 10 yards, 15 yards max. I don't really have a desire to go further than that because I look at it from the standpoint, if I have to shoot somebody in a self-defense situation, I don't want to be that far away because then that kind of eliminates the idea of self-defense. But, again, that's just my interpretation of it. Hunts is saying 2 thumbs up for chicken lights. I agree. They rule. Shortage of shooting ranges. You know what I think is sad is that we have a lot of open land up here in New York, and you can't even take your gun out there because it's illegal. And I just think for all the area that I have around me, there's a tremendous amount of open space that nobody goes on. And I just literally want to grab some boots and walk out into the middle of nowhere, throw some steel up and just shoot for a couple hours and then go home. But I'm too worried about somebody calling the police, National Guard, FBI, CIA, NSA, Rangers, airborne, and being arrested and thrown in Guantanamo Bay. Mateo likes shooting out to 100 yards. Oof, you're a good shot, man. I wouldn't be hitting anything that far. Pop's saying working on trigger press, shoot steel at 50 yards, great drill. Yeah, I wish I had that option, man. I don't even have that option. Frank is saying I have 2 thumbs down. They are watching. Yeah, that's actually KS and Big Johnson. Tundra saying we will get you out to our range here in Minnesota and make that work. All right, man. So I want first-class plane tickets, and I want to be put up at a really fancy hotel. I hope that's in the budget. Or we'll have to share your mom-in-law's couch. Practical range for an SKS? I mean, 200 yards? Easy. Hell, if you can shoot a Ruger that far, you could shoot an SKS. Tundra saying, I did not say we were going to pay for it. Oh, man. Damn it. Darn it. All right, so we're at 8:28. I got 2 more minutes, fellas and ladies, if you're out there. And, I just want to say a couple of things before we get going. First off, I appreciate the fact there are 46 people viewing this. I know I'm never going to get those like 4,000 people viewing, and that's totally cool. And that's fine. It gives me a chance to actually respond to the comments. Donkey riding a sleeping bag. Boy, that sounds really tempting now. So I appreciate everybody who comes out and just watches and gives us some great input here. Definitely check out everybody on the actual side chat. Most of these folks have channels themselves. Some are great, some are good, some are terrible, like mine. But I would definitely recommend going out and checking them and seeing what they're doing. Strengthen and help the smaller channels out. I think that's what we can do to help, and definitely do something in regards to that. But I have a couple of things coming around. I'm pretty excited about the Harry's holster stuff. I think you guys are going to really like that if you haven't done that. Also, what else do I got going on? I'm going to be doing the tabletop tomorrow and will be released tomorrow night. So please check that out. It is going to be on the Shadow 2 because I do have to get that gun back to its original owner. I feel terrible about it. No, I really do too. I'm not lying. But, I will be shooting that next week, and I'll be sending that back, and I'll probably cry when it goes back. But it is a gun that I will never be able to afford, and that's fine. But I'm just honored to have the opportunity to use it. So look forward to that tomorrow. And, so I hope you guys had a great time. And, anytime you want to chime in on these, feel free to. Again, I hope everybody's being safe on St. Paddy's Day. stay safe if you are out, and if you're not, watch a movie, eat some popcorn, and I hope you guys have a great night. And thanks for tuning in. And as always, folks, freedom is never free.